What a machine! Yes, dear Märklin Insider and Trix Club members, this is your exclusive club model in gauge Havo for the year 2025. The E9501, a true giant on the rails. Please note that all the models shown here are hand samples. The power and force of the double locomotive are already noticeable. It was clear that this engine would be made in Göppingen sooner or later, both in technically and optically outstanding quality.
Es geht eine Elektrolokomotive, die E95, die wir so noch nie im Programm hatten, also für uns eine komplette Neukonstruktion.
It's a completely new design for us. The theme is heavy coal trains in the Silesia network. Here we have the locomotive and the cars from the late 1920s to the early 1930s. A very nice theme. And just as the crocodile was used on the Gotthard line, the E95 was used in Silesia for the really heavy freight trains, full coal trains of up to 2,500 tons. The E95 is a legendary locomotive, a large, powerful electric locomotive, the most powerful and most expensive locomotive in the German State Railroad at the time. It is also a model that fits well with Märklin. Big, bigger, and of course then also Märklin.
Groß, größer und natürlich dann auch Märklin.
All 6 locomotives were used by the East German State Railway after the war. The last one was retired in 1970. E9502 was preserved as a historic locomotive. To get to know the 24 cm long locomotive better, let's take a look at the CAD construction. The metal housing has truly fine technology, and the connoisseur will be delighted to see an energy battery that ensures that short currentless segments can be handled without disruption. The tractive forces will be outstanding because
Wir haben 2 Motoren reingepackt in die Lokomotive.
we have installed 2 engines in the locomotive, one in each half, each powering the 2 outer drive wheels in the driving frame.
Im Treibgestell antreibt.
The engineers have managed to keep the view through the engine room windows and the driver's cab unobstructed. The 2 pantographs, type SBS9, are newly designed and can be raised and lowered digitally. The list of functions that can be activated is long. For example, engine room lighting can be used to create a special mood. Both halves of the locomotive are firmly coupled together by means of a guide mechanism. The finest details as far as the eye can see, and all in delicate workmanship. In addition to the dual headlights, an oncoming train light, the 3rd headlight mounted at the top, can be controlled separately in digital mode.
Neben der Lokomotive haben wir auch die Wagen.
In addition to the locomotive, we have also redesigned the cars, which date from the same period, 1927-28. These were state-of-the-art at the time, with a technically sophisticated design precisely for this coal transport. They impress with their beautiful rows of rivets or the separately applied marker sign supports. The E95 powerfully accelerates its long block train, with the valve gear for the air pump clearly visible. Märklin and Trix are each releasing 10 cars with different road numbers, which make up an impressive train. Your local dealer will be happy to swap the axles as needed. No freight train from that era is complete without a baggage car at the end of the train. This model, with its end-of-train devices, is one of the club models for the year 2025. Simply gorgeous is what many will exclaim when they see a Class 01 Express steam locomotive. Its appearance is truly something special. Trix Profi Club members can look forward to a version of this elegant class. The corresponding prototype is already taking its first steps.
Ja, 01 ist die Königin.
Yes, 01 is the queen, of course. The Pacific in Germany, I would say. It all started with the German Federal Railroad. We are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the German standard locomotive class 01. I think there will be great special trips with the 01 again in 2025, be it with the Märklin and 01066 or with the 01150 or the Swiss 01202 and more. 01 always draws a crowd. The finely detailed model corresponds to Era 3 and features a short tender that immediately catches the eye, as it is rather unusual for the 01, but with good reason. At that time, there were usually 20-meter turntables, sometimes also 21-meter turntables. It was only a short time later with the T34 tender that many turntables were converted to 23 meters. We are now making the coal box superstructure typical for the German Federal Railroad, which means that it is partly welded and partly riveted, just as it was converted in the 1940s. A digital decoder for the DCC and MFX formats is located on board of the machine with a closed front skirting. The Minitrix range offers suitable cars. This means that, in addition to the 26.4-meter express train passenger cars, it can also tow converted cars. The cab and engine lighting are worth mentioning. The flickering firebox lights can also be activated with processor-controlled diodes. The propulsion, which operates on 3 axles, is located in the short tender T30. The 01 with short tender, a chic and prototypical. This is the LGB Club model for 2025 as it looked starting in 2017. It is a radio measurement car.
Der ist auf den Netzen unterwegs, die Funkintensität.
It is out measuring the radio intensity on the network. This is always necessary if any modifications have been made to the network or if any other changes have taken place. The former EW1 passenger car of the Russian Railroad can be used anywhere, just like the prototype. It is often seen running with a switching locomotive. However, it can also be carried in RHB trains, making them more colorful. The antennas on the prototype serve to measure the operational radio and the mobile phone providers. The car has complete interior details and interior lighting. An eye-catcher on every LGB layout.
The
628 is something like the late Uerdingen railbus, and this was attributed to the railbus, savior of the branch line. The 628 has taken this even further. A total of 150 units of the 628.2 were delivered, and it soon received a chic red color scheme and was a success on the rails. So the prospects for the Mini Club model are equally excellent.
Unser Triebzug spielt im Zustand von 1996.
Our powered railcar train is based on the 1996 design, is a completely new design and is therefore unprecedented in Z or Z scale. It features everything that is currently available in Z scale, such as interior lighting, red and white headlights that change when the direction of travel changes, and warm white maintenance-free LEDs. We have propelled all 4 axles on the motor car. We have an unobstructed view of the driver's cab and passenger compartment, and beautifully narrow transitions between the powered rail car, creating a prototypical character. In addition, we have the demarcation from the motor car to the control car and an underbody. It's all done right. The chassis is made of metal-filled plastic, which ensures good traction.
Eine gute Traktion bietet.
And another thing. A buffer capacitor installed at the factory will make for extremely comfortable operation. Please note, there is an order deadline for all club models. the 28th of February 2025.
Februar 2025 sein.
28. Februar 2025.